You can't call the 49ers underrated anymore. They're elite and everyone knows it. They have some of the biggest stars in the NFL, from George Kittle to Nick Bosa to Jimmy Garoppolo. But not all the 49ers get the recognition they deserve. The 49ers still have a group of relatively anonymous, talented, underrated players. Either they don't get the playing time they deserve, or other players simply overshadow them. Here are the 5 most overshadowed, underrated players on the 49ers who could become big names in 2020. And before you ask, yes, I'm not in my usual spot. I'm in Southern California for the weekend in a secret location. Let's just call it Cone Zone South. The 49ers took James with the 240th pick in the 2018 draft. He almost was Mr. Irrelevant. Practically no one expected him to have a successful NFL career. James is the 49ers return specialist, and he's a good one. But this offseason, the 49ers signed Travis Benjamin, who also is a returner. And he played for 49ers head coach Kyle Shanahan on the Browns in 2014. And Shanahan loves his former players. So the 49ers might cut James. What a mistake that would be. James has serious potential as a wide receiver because he makes big plays. In 2019, he averaged a whopping 27.5 yards per catch. But Jimmy Garoppolo threw James only 10 passes all season. James caught 6 of them, meaning he averaged 16.5 yards per target. Compare James to Pettis. Pettis was the 49ers' second-round pick in 2018. Last season, Pettis averaged only 9.9 yards per catch. Garoppolo still threw Pettis 24 passes. Pettis caught just 11 of them, meaning he averaged a measly 4.5 yards per target. Pettis didn't earn those 24 targets. The 49ers should have given them to James. He earned them. Now he's entering his 3rd season when young wide receivers tend to make their biggest improvement. And the 49ers need a number 3 receiver to complement Deebo Samuel and Kendrick Bourne because Brandon Ayuk is a rookie and Trent Taylor always is injured. Give Richie James a freaking chance. The 49ers starting running back should be Raheem Mostert. That's obvious. But who should back him up? Not so obvious. The backup almost surely will be Tevin Coleman because the 49ers pay him $4.25 million per season and he started 13 games in 2019, including the playoffs. But Jeff Wilson Jr. should be Mostert's backup, not Coleman. Coleman averaged 4 yards per carry last season. Wilson averaged 3.9. But 10 of Wilson's 27 carries came inside the 10-yard line. He was the 49ers' goal line running back. And it's much more difficult to run near the goal line where the defense is compact. And yet Wilson still averaged 2.6 yards per carry inside the 10-yard line and scored 4 touchdowns. Good numbers. Coleman averaged only 1 yard per carry inside the 10 last season. But the 49ers gave him 15 carries in that part of the field anyway. He scored 3 touchdowns. Those 15 carries should have gone to Wilson. In the open field, meaning outside the 10-yard line, Coleman averaged 4.3 yards per carry last season, while Wilson averaged 4.6. And as receivers, Coleman averaged 8.6 yards per catch, while Wilson averaged 11.3 yards per catch. Meaning Wilson is better than Coleman in every way imaginable. It's just a matter of time before the 49ers realize it. Dwelley is the Kendrick Bourne of 49ers tight ends. Let me explain. Last season, Bourne received 6 targets in the red zone and scored 5 touchdowns. He was a red zone monster, as opposed to Deebo Samuel, who received 17 targets in the red zone and scored just 1 touchdown. Dwelley also was effective in the red zone. He received 3 red zone targets and scored 2 touchdowns last season, as opposed to George Kittle, who got 16 red zone targets and scored just 2 touchdowns in that area of the field. Of course, Kittle is better than Dwelley. But Dwelley is good too. He's not fast or elusive with the ball in his hands, but he gets open. None of the 49ers safeties, none of them, could cover Dwelley one-on-one during training camp. Not Jaquiski Tartt, not Tavarius Moore. Jimmie Ward missed training camp with a broken collarbone. Dwelley also almost never drops a pass. And he's tall, 6'5", meaning he's a perfect red zone receiver. The 49ers should give him 1 red zone target every game. Same goes for Bourne. The 49ers drafted Moore in 2018, and he was a cornerback his rookie season. Then he moved to free safety in 2019, and he started the first 3 games of the season because Ward injured his finger. But Moore missed a couple of tackles, which is why the 49ers benched him for Ward. Ward is a good tackler and a solid player. In 2019, he played 994 defensive snaps, including the playoffs. He was dependable. But he broke up just 8 passes and intercepted none. Didn't make game-changing plays. Moore played just 239 snaps, including the playoffs, and he broke up 5 passes and intercepted 1. And the interception came in the Super Bowl. Moore is a playmaker. Ward is not. Once Moore improves his tackling, he will take Ward's starting spot. Tartt is the best safety on the 49ers. They think Ward is their best safety. This offseason, they gave Ward a 3-year, $28.5 million contract. Tartt will be a free agent in 2021, and it's unclear if the 49ers will re-sign him. They're running out of cap space. But Tartt makes a bigger impact than Ward. When Tartt played in 2019, the 49ers defense gave up just 16.3 points per game. During the 4 games he missed with broken ribs, the 49ers defense gave up 31.8 points per game. Tartt tends to miss at least 4 games per season. He throws his body around so violently, he breaks bones. But if he can stay healthy in 2020, the 49ers defense will be fantastic once again, and he will receive a mondo payday from some team in 2021.